All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Silver Spoon, Season 1, Episode 11. The
right.
season finale.
I believe so,
Because
yeah.
11 episode seasons in this show.
I think so, yeah, yeah. All right, well, pork bowl is a ripped-in bacon, you know?
You were delicious.
Yes,
Yeah.
rest in bacon. You were lovely, and we will miss you.
Marbled fantastically.
Yeah, fed very properly and well, and treated with respect.
Yep.
But now we move on.
Yes, we do.
Hachiken has gone through quite an arc here.
He has. Yeah.
Now it's time to see where you want to maybe specialize and take something from this school and,
Right.
you know, take that into whatever comes next in the future. You've had some good little victories with your family.
Absolutely.
Especially your brother.
Yes. Yes.
Even though he's actually not like the big problem as far as things go at all.
Nope, he's pretty solid.
Yep. He's developed a lot of things with his relationships. And now we'll see where the next stage of things takes us.
Yeah.
So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh.
It's gonna be some good food.
Oh!
My babies.
Oh my. Oh, and he's suddenly here. Somehow.
There was a keg, and so...
He teleported, yep.
Yep.
50 kilos, yeah. Whoa. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Music's over, yeah. Oh! We'll do all your chores. Yep, trade, yep. But hey, this is a business now. You can see it, right? Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah, he said something about being the honored one or some shit, but you know. Does that mean you don't know how to stop?
The future.
Yep. Sure. difference between people thinking about going pro and then it just being a hobby.
いや、近場でいいところがあればどんな会社でもいいと思ってる。夢とかないんすか？夢？別にな。俺そういうのにこだわりないし、あえて言うならのんべんだらりと生きたい。さすが。自分に合った仕事に就くってのはもちろんかっこいいけどさ、自分を仕事に合わせるってのもありだと思うんだ。馬に乗るのも似たようなもんだし。馬？
自分に合った馬に乗るのは楽でいいですけど、馬の個性に自分を合わせていく乗り方も面白いです。
Most people don't have that kind of philosophy because that's not very. It's very humble, you know.
ここの学校に来てるのって将来なりたいものがしっかりある人ばっかだと思ってた。
うちのクラスは後継ぎが多いから特にそう感じるんじゃない？
True.
先輩たちは引退とか進路とか考える時期なんだね。
入学してもうすぐ半年か。あっという間だったな。
目標みたいなもの見つかった？
全然溺れながら死ぬこともできずに流されてる感じ。豚丼のことにしろ将来のことにしろなんだかずっと迷走してんだよな。ほんと俺どこに向かってんだろう。
Where indeed.
そんなことないよ。ハチケン君はちゃんと前に進んでると思うよ。
こんにちは、ハチケン君。ベーコンごちそうさまでした。
校長先生。
Yeah, how did it get to you? I didn't sell you any.
とっても美味しかったです。
ありがとうございます。
There's a black market at this school for tasty
食品科の稲田
things.
先輩にも手伝ってもらって。
ハチケン君は夢の話をした時も謝ってたけど、
Yeah.
自信がないのかな？
Yeah.
なんか中学時代はずっと否定されてきて、進学コース外れてこっちに逃げてきちゃったんで。
ハチケン君は逃げるということに否定的なのだね。逃げてきたことに負い目はあっても、その逃げた先で起こったこと、そこで出会った人、否定するものでしたか？
No. It's like, well, when you put it that way,
It's almost like we had 11 episodes
生きる
this
ための逃
season.
げはありです。ありありです。
あり。
そう。
Yeah. Just
逃
what you
げ
did
場
when
の
you
ない
came
経済
here.
動物と君たちは違うんですから。
逃げられないやつはどうしたらいいんでしょう
友達？
か？いや、はい。
Yeah.
自分のことで手一杯っぽいのに友達のことも？
あ、すいません。
いや、自分の気持ちをうまく言葉にできるから、そうして吐き出せるのだと思います。
That's a
苦
chubby
しくて
cat.
もうまく本音を吐き出せない子もいるから、
gets happy.
そういう子に気づいたら力になってあげてください。逃げたことを卑下しないで、それをプラスに変えてこ。
Cool.
Yeah, it's still running.
お、やっぱ駒場のやつスタメンじゃん。
俺生で野球見るの初めてだ。
Never been to one at all?
1年でこんな責任背負うなんて。
Oh, yeah.
どんだけのプレッシャーだよ。駒場すげえ。
Oh, let's see some good baseball animation. Foul ball. Home run out the gate.
Yep.
Oof.
Yeah.
ハラハラする。
お前そんなんで9回まで持つのかよ。
Okay.
最初の打席は変化球を見逃し三振でした。初球打ち。
Hell yeah, that's a run. That's a run. Yep. Nice. Yeah, it's not just you. You're not the only one. That's the lesson. Yeah.
Yep.
You just do your part and believe in the 7 behind you. Hell yeah. Ah! They won. All right. Whew. Close one.
どうした？
He clued in. He got it. Yeah.
1回でも負けたら終わっちゃうんだよな。
あ、
で、甲子園行けてもそこからさらにプロになる夢が叶うのって。
そんなやつは
Oh yeah.
一握りだろうな。
Super
Absolutely.
rare.
駒場お疲れ。見てたぞ。
おう、応援来てくれたのか。って撃たれたの見てたのかよ。
いや、なんかすごかった。俺野球知らないけどすごかった。あ
あ、ちょうどバスが来る時間だ。早く帰ろうぜ。
俺走って帰る。
I gotta be awesome.
Yeah,
Come on.
Oh, wait, at the bus stop.
Yeah. We're gonna be like, come on.
Yeah,
I love it. He's enjoying the.
Yeah, he's like, I am absolutely taking the bus. Fuck no.
Hell no.
Yeah.
あなた、ユーゴがベーコン送ってきたわよ。
Damn, that face.
Yeah,
こんにちは。
あっただけものです。
Little piglets! Little piglets! Oh my god!
先生、2年になったら実績発表とかいうのがありますよね。
ええ、専門的な研究班に分かれてのプロジェクト活動があ
I
り
would
ま
like to
す。
study pigs.
生き物を食べる食べないで私もいろいろ考えたんですけど、結局肉おいしいなってところから離れられなくて。でもこの業界にいたらずっと考えなきゃいけない問題だと思うから、自分の好きな分野の隅っこに置けば。
いや、お前の名前はベーコンだ。
Fuck that, I'm naming
つ
it.
けるだと？
つけます。
苦しい思いを繰り返すというのか？
ここでいいと決めつけてそこに居座り続けるなよって。生き物を食うってこんなもんだよねって割り切って達観しちゃえば楽だけど、それはやっぱ嫌です。
I don't want it to be easy.
そこに満足して居座るのはこいつら見ちゃったらもうできません。中学の時のノイローゼに比べたら悩みがいのある問題ですよ。カツ丼、ハム、チャーシュー、
チャーシュー、
とんかつ、生姜焼き。
He's naming all of them.
あんたね、私たちが豚肉食べられなくなったら責任取りなさいよ。
そうだそうだ、
責任を取れ。
責任取ってくれよ。残りのベーコンみんなに食わせてやるよ。
はい。Ah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, we got ourselves a baseball game. We had more batch of pigs coming in. Hachiken named them all.
Every single one.
Yeah, and we had the discussion that running away is a absolutely valid thing to do for time, because that does help with your growth sometimes.
And it's also just choosing where you want to be. You know, maybe it's the,
Leave
I don't like this place. I'm going to go somewhere else.
Yep.
And you found a pretty good place. Even if it wasn't your original idea to go here, it was a suggestion from someone else. No.
And now Hachiken's in a really good place.
Yep.
He's still dealing with the fact that he doesn't know how to resolve things at home, so he's very averse to directly confronting those things.
But he's making steps.
But he's making steps, and he's got people helping him make those steps. Hachiken gave some of the bacon back to them, which is a fun little way of saying, hey, I am showing merit for what I'm doing here. Even if you don't value it, you can't deny the bacon's gonna be real fucking good. So there's that.
Yep.
I also love the way in which Hachiken became this source of everyone being like, so, bro, you got any more of them?
I need
any
it.
more of that bacon?
I need it. And the framing of like, oh, it's gonna be a love confession, but it's actually asking for his meat. Like that felt very akin to the whole like heist, you know, extraterrestrial alien episode that's actually just, you know, really cool farming equipment that's coming through that they want to see.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Hachiken's a dumb city boy. No one would actually be, you know, in love with him. That would be ridiculous.
No, there's definitely nobody that was like worried that might be what's happening.
Yeah, and might have dropped their food, you know,
'cause they were
subconsciously.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
The joke worked on many levels in that regard.
Oh, yes.
Yes. The idea, though, that Hachiken is kind of getting at the end of this season, hey, look back at, what's come thus far. Look at all the people that are around you. Don't you count that as something that's part of your experience and helping you move forward and grow? Yeah, cool. Kind of flashes through the last 6 months and realizes it was a really good time. Yeah. That was really, kind of simple and meta and fun. And
yeah, it was meaningful.
Yeah. Huh. But now that we've kind of gone through that, it's okay, do you have the means to take the accident that was you coming here and turning it into something where you will actually have a plan for the future? Because he currently does not have one.
Nope.
That is okay. You were in a weird situation in class where most of the people there weren't actually choosing. They were more just like, yeah, I'll just fall into this because it's a thing that's right in front of me.
Yep.
Which is what most people do, Hachiken. Most people don't go against the grain and name the animals.
Nope.
They just do what's in front of them and just kind of adapt to the
job.
Horse.
Yeah, right. The horse, yeah.
But I think what's interesting in a lot of ways is that when I made the distinction that I think most people don't do that, I wasn't saying that most people don't do that in that they don't end up doing that. But I don't think most people actively choose to do that. I think most people just end up subconsciously doing that. But if they're already choosing the horse and then saying, well, I need to break the environment to suit me, it's no, I'm going to go into this environment that is one that I choose, which is exactly what Hachiken did, and then kind of adjust to that environment a little bit. That's hard because Hachiken does not fit this environment at all.
No, he doesn't. And even though he is acclimated a lot, right, he's still different, right?
Oh, he's still very different.
And he
sticks out like a sore thumb.
Oh, he absolutely sticks out like a sore thumb. But he found his place, right? And I feel like that's a good balance, a good place to be in. Certainly in high school and everything, to have that kind of, I don't know, sense of belonging or purpose, even if you don't know what you want to do, right?
Yeah, I think there's just a lot of individualism and pride that comes from or just arrogance that comes from the idea of like, I'm going to go into an environment and I'm going to break it till it molds itself in a way that is suitable to me. And it's like, well, yeah, good luck with that. Let me know how that works out for you. For the most part, I think you can do that to a small extent. But most people actually, in order to choose to adapt themselves, I would say what they more do, if anything, is they kind of make little mild retreats from the areas that they can't adapt or they won't adapt from, and they just only adapt to like a part of it.
And in a lot of ways, that's probably what Hachiken naming the piglets is probably an example of that, right? He's going into this environment. He has absolutely adapted to the environment, but there are still those little parts where he'll be like, I don't like this. I don't like the idea of, raising animals to be slaughtered for meat and to not be reminding myself that it's still a living thing. And
yeah, I think there's a difference though between adapting to the environment and adapting for the environment. I think that Hachiken choosing to name the animals isn't doing anything to the environment. It is not.
It's
Yeah.
It's him realizing the way in which he can best like
the pigs are still getting slaughtered.
Right, exactly. But this is the way that he can best match up with the environment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. In order for him to be able to do this here.
Because he is different, that's one of the things that he has to do for himself.
Right.
And from the outside, everybody's like, that's really weird.
Right. And in a lot of ways, it's that he is changing. He is actively choosing to grow.
Yes.
Despite the fact that this is something that is actually a big hurdle for him. I think that most people, when they see a big hurdle in front of them, they kind of sidestep around it and go an easier route. Hachiken's thing that makes him unique and why we're having him be the main character of the story is that he actively learns and seeks out the means to understand the things that don't make sense to him or to then surpass the hurdle.
Yeah.
That's something that's noble. It's something that we look at people and go, wow, you're really inspiring by doing that. It's not something that is wholly like rare. Like a lot of people do this, but I would say the amount of times that he does this throughout the story thus far is actually pretty exceptional as far as things go.
Yeah.
Having looked at like most of the season thus far, he is still the city boy that doesn't really know what's going on here. So he hasn't fully, adapted and he hasn't changed his identity at all.
Right.
But he also isn't fighting the environment either.
Yeah. He's swimming along with it pretty well.
Right, and that's why I would say in a lot of ways what he's doing is adapting to the environment ultimately, but it is a more active choosing of it because he is not just staying as he was in the past. He is actively changing who he is to be the best version of him in this environment.
Right.
I think that a lot of people view adaptation as a competition thing, like it's a winning or losing. Like the environment beat you. You succumbed to the environment and stuff. And I think that that might be a way in which a lot of people do end up in situations where it's well, this is just what I got. Something I can do. And yeah, that's reasonable in some cases. Like a lot of people end up in a position where it's like, hey, you got a really horrible boss. You got a really like shit set of parents or something like that. You're just trying to do your best to survive till you can leave. And that's where running away is actually like something that makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
Just go to a different environment, one that you actually can reasonably adapt to because it's not actively harmful.
I loved that whole conversation with the principal, and it was just so wonderfully punctuated by the, can you help me get down from here?
Right. I can't run away from this environment. It's too much for me. I'm sorry.
I'm worried about the dangers if I try to do that because
my body size is so small that I'll drop literally all the way head down on the bottom,
like if
crack my neck and die.
If I like hang from my fingers, my toes might be close to reaching the ground, you know? Like,
but you see where the frame ends, Hachiken. I don't know how deep or how big this thing is. I love how in a lot of ways most of the side characters in this show are caricatures.
Yes, shtick comedy.
Shtick comedy is very much in full force for Silver Spoon as an anime.
Yes.
And because most of them will only give their anecdotes of wisdom or experience, the comedy helps alleviate the kind of the slower nature of those forms of interactions and dialogue. So I think that it helps deliver those methods that could feel a little bit not tedious, but just not as entertaining as far as the story goes.
Right. If an audience is laughing, then they'll be a lot more receptive to like the serious or potentially heavy stuff.
Yeah, and most of the characters in this story kind of exist to give Hachiken an opportunity to react to that stuff.
Yes,
which is
exactly.
It's okay. It's a much simpler story.
Well, yeah, he's the fish out of water. Like fundamentally, that is who he is with regards to this situation, which is why he makes for a great main character.
Yeah.
Even though that is also something that helps from a meta standpoint for stories.
For shaking things up, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I really like that this season kind of showed that he's kind of done running away. He's actually created his own mini culture within the students and stuff here that they're like, God damn it, Hachiken's naming the fucking pigs again.
Right.
And it's like the whole thing of where they're affected by that.
Oh yeah,
they're having to adapt to him being in the environment.
They were, serious when they said, but if we can't enjoy pork or bacon anymore, like, come on, man. Like,
what the fuck? Yeah,
what the fuck?
We could have just had a very simple life just going on. Like, it didn't even matter, but you just had to go and name every goddamn thing, not just bacon, but...
Yep. You had to talk about...
You named all of them.
You had to talk about how these little cute, adorable piglets that we're, fawning over are going to be slaughtered for meat someday, right? Like, we want to keep those things separate, We want our cake and we want to eat it without thinking about the bloody decapitated cake,
I do love the comedy in this show, but I also do love that they're still making sure that this theme of the animals and their lives and the value of them being something that's still affecting the plot here and now.
Right.
Despite there being multiple arcs focused on for now it's chickens, and then now it's pigs, and then there's horses,
right, exactly. Whether it's oh God, that egg came out of its anus. I don't know if I want to eat it. To the pork bowl lived, and we will remember pork bowl because you never forget your first, right? And any time that Hachiken is naming animals or pigs or whatever,
remember us. Remember that we once lived. Yes.
Rest in pork bowl. But
oh my God. But yeah, really sweet episode. Yeah, definitely did notice the Aki,
Man, maybe, like, this is season 1, we got season 2, this definitely feels like a first chapter being, coming to a close.
Some days you bring home the bacon, some days you bring home the woman,
Yeah,
like, hey.
Like, the dad tries the bacon, he's like, this is good, but, no, it's shit, that's not gonna help you, whatever. Hey, Dad, This is my fiance.
Shit.
Shit.
I love that the dad looks about as close as he could be to the city version of Aki's dad, like in a lot of ways, where it's like he's like thinner, he's got the permanent scowl, he just looks like an asshole.
I was gonna say
Aki's dad looked basically the same, but just had like this even more like comical version of it because he's buff and like scarier almost.
He made me think of like, you know, the Doctor in Summertime Rendering, and like all the different like just, you know, he like he needs to have like a super deep voice because he'd be the dad that's secretly like the villain, you know, that
oh my gosh. Yes, he's the pig in the flask, yes. But, all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out my Baldur's Gate 3 Let's Play on Twitch, and if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.